Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today's story is titled, One Night Wasn't Enough. I had to keep her. If you enjoy the content, make sure to check out the other videos in the channel, subscribe, like, and leave a comment on how we can improve. The bar was dimly lit, but even the shadows couldn't hide her. She moved behind the counter like she owned the place. Fast hands, sharp eyes, a smile that was more armor than warmth. She was beautiful. No, beyond beautiful. The kind of beautiful that made people nervous. She looked like she belonged on a red carpet, not serving watered-down whiskey to overworked businessmen and lonely regulars. I wasn't supposed to be there that night. My assistant had booked the dinner meeting, but the client bailed last minute. I didn't feel like going back to my empty penthouse, so I wandered. And somehow, I ended up at a dive bar on 34th and Madison, nursing an old-fashioned, watching her. She noticed me watching. Of course she did. Her eyes locked onto mine, calculated, cautious. But then she smirked, like she'd just won some silent game I didn't know we were playing. "Another?" she asked, her voice smooth, with a rasp at the end like she'd been yelling over music for years. "Sure," I said, sliding the glass her way. "What's your name?" She hesitated, then said, "Lena." No last name. No questions asked. I liked that. "So, Lena," I leaned forward, resting my elbows on the bar. "If I offered you $1,000 to spend the evening with me, no strings attached, would you say yes?" Her brow arched. She wasn't shocked, just amused. "Are you asking for company or something else?" "Company," I said. "Dinner, conversation, that's all." She glanced at the wall clock, then at the bar manager. "I make $200 a week here on a good week. So yeah, I'd say yes." By the time we stepped into my car, I already knew I was in trouble. Dinner was at a rooftop restaurant I half owned, but it felt different with her there. Lena didn't care about the linen napkins or the wine pairings. She asked about the chefs. She told me she once dated a line cook who taught her how to make pasta from scratch in a one-bedroom apartment with no AC. I laughed, genuinely, not out of politeness or performance. "You're not what I expected," I told her. "And what did you expect?" "A gold digger. A pretty face. Someone who'd pretend to like me until the steak was done." She shrugged. "I don't pretend. Life's too short." When the night ended, I didn't want it to. I walked her back to my car, silence stretching between us like a tightrope. She turned to me at the door, her eyes reflecting the city lights. "Thanks for the night," she said. "You're nicer than I thought you'd be." "I don't want it to end," I blurted, surprising even myself. She paused. "Don't make this complicated." "But what if I want complicated?" Lena stepped closer, her voice low. "You're not used to hearing no, are you?" "No," I admitted. She smiled, the first real one I'd seen from her all night. "Well, tonight's over, and I still have rent to pay." She turned to leave, but I couldn't let her go. "Lena," I said, my voice raw, urgent. "Stay. One more night, I'll double it. Whatever you want." She stopped, her shoulders tensed, and then, slowly, she turned back. "I'll stay," she said, "but not for the money." Lena didn't ask questions when I led her into my penthouse. She just took it all in with the same calm detachment she wore like perfume. The floor-to-ceiling windows, the marble floors, the silence. "This place feels lonely," she said, kicking off her heels and walking barefoot to the glass wall. "Like money built it, but no one ever moved in." I laughed, though it stung more than I expected. She was right. I was the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar tech empire, the kind they wrote Forbes cover stories about. but no amount of power or profit had ever filled this place with warmth. Not until now. "You don't ask about what I do," I said, pouring her a drink. "I don't care what you do," she replied, taking the glass. "I care who you are." That simple statement hit harder than any boardroom negotiation. She sat cross-legged on my leather sofa, the hem of her dress riding up, exposing smooth legs. She wasn't trying to seduce me, she didn't need to. She just was, real, raw, untouched by the world I lived in. "So who are you, Mr. CEO? No one's ever really asked me that before." "I'm not everyone." No, she wasn't. We talked for hours, about childhood, regrets, dreams. She told me her mom worked 2 jobs until cancer took her, that she dropped out of college to care for her younger brother who now thought she was just a screw-up behind a bar. She wasn't bitter, just tired. And beneath her beautiful exterior was a reservoir of quiet pain she carried with startling grace. I told her things I hadn't even told my therapist, and when she finally curled into my side and fell asleep on my chest, I knew. One night was never going to be enough. The next morning, Lena woke before I did. I found her in the kitchen, hair tied up messily, making scrambled eggs like she'd lived here for years. "Thought I'd feed you before I ghost," she said, not looking up. "I don't want you to ghost. You paid me for one night, that night's over." "What if I want to hire you again?" I asked, half joking. She finally looked up. "You want me to be your personal bartender now?" "Number, I want you to stay." Her laughter was soft, but genuine. "You're serious, aren't you?" "Dead serious." Lena leaned against the counter, arms crossed. "You don't know me, Ethan. I know enough. I know how you make me feel. I know that for the first time in years, I actually want to come home to someone." She blinked, and for the first time, her armor cracked. "You're not playing fair." "I'm not playing at all." A long pause stretched between us. "You don't get to collect people like assets," she finally said, voice trembling. "I've spent my whole life being used or discarded. I won't be another one-night memory you brag about at some cigar club." I stepped closer. "Then don't be. Stay. No contracts, no price tags. Just stay." And then something shifted. Lena took a deep breath. Her eyes searched mine, as if trying to find a catch, an exit sign, a hidden agenda. But she found none. She placed the spatula down, walked up to me, and rested her hand on my chest. "I'll stay," she whispered. "But the moment you lie to me or make me feel like a transaction, I'm gone." I nodded, pulling her in close. "I won't," I promised. "You're not a transaction. You're the first real thing I've felt in years." Lena moved in quietly. No grand announcement, no bags piled at the door. Just a toothbrush in my bathroom one day, a denim jacket slung over my couch the next. She was a slow burn in a life that had been nothing but high-octane speed. The first few weeks were magic. We woke up tangled in sheets and laughter. She made my sterile penthouse feel alive. She added music to my mornings, sarcasm to my afternoons, and peace to my nights. For the first time, my success didn't feel like a trophy room. It felt like a home. But not everyone approved. "You're letting a bartender play house with you?" my CFO sneered during a board dinner. "What's next, handing her voting shares?" I said nothing, but the storm in my chest roared. That night, I tried to warn her. "They'll talk, Lena. Whisper behind your back. Look down on you." She shrugged, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "Let them. I've survived worse than whispers." But the whispers got louder. When photos of us leaving a gala together hit the press, the vultures circled. Rumors flew. gold digger, escort, opportunist. My PR team begged me to release a statement. I refused. Lena said nothing, but I saw the toll it took. She started spending more time alone, staring out the windows, shoulders tight with silent pressure. Then came the meeting with my investors. They cornered me, smiling with teeth. This arrangement, it's distracting, unprofessional. You're risking everything. When I came home that night, Lena was packing. My heart stopped. What are you doing? I asked, panic rising. I can't be your weakness, Ethan, she said, folding a blouse. I won't watch you lose what you built because of me. You're not my weakness, I said, rushing to her. You're the only reason any of this means something. She looked up, eyes shimmering. Then prove it. Choose me. Not just behind closed doors. Out there, where it costs something. The next morning, I walked into the shareholders' meeting with Lena at my side. Gasps, whispers, disdain. I took the podium and spoke. I built this company from a laptop in my garage. I gave it my 20s, my health, my family, but I never gave it my heart, because I didn't have one left to give. I paused, looking out at a sea of hardened faces. Until now, Lena isn't a distraction. She's the first person who sees me beyond the money, beyond the name. And if that's a problem, then maybe I'm not the CEO you want anymore. The room went still. A beat passed, then another, and then someone clapped, then another. Not all, but enough. We didn't run away and live in a fairy tale. We stayed, built something real. She went back to school, studied psychology. I cut back my hours, started mentoring young founders. We still fought about dishes, about space, about fear. But we never stopped choosing each other. One night turned into 1,000. And through every one, she reminded me of something no amount of wealth could buy. Love isn't found in contracts or corner offices. It's found in the quiet, brave moments when someone says, "I'll stay," and means it. I hired her for one night, but she gave me forever.